Ripple, XRP, and Swift are all a part of the future of banking that we are seeing now. I'm going to talk about a lot of things with you in this film. Some things I'm learning for the first time are also new to me. You're going to love this so much. Let's dive in and try to figure out what's going on and where this is all going. IBIS Management brings together Ripple and Swift on one platform, making it a giant in Swift banking. IBIS goes on to say that this gives its customers completely free access to a huge network of banks. So I thought, okay, what's going on here? So here it is. It is a Swiss company called IBIS Management Associates that has combined RippleNet and Swift into a single platform. It's known as Swiss Root. I love the name. This integration makes it possible for banks and businesses to connect to both Swift, traditional finance, and RippleNet, blockchain-based payments networks through a single, safe, cloud-based infrastructure interface. This makes it easier for businesses and banks to send and receive money around the world. That's really cool. So I'm starting to wonder if it's possible to use Swift messages and then settle with XRP through this as well, how it works. One route for connecting to multiple banks. Businesses can talk to and do business with multiple banks through Swiss Root by using standard ISO or proprietary MT messages. They don't need to set up different infrastructure for each network. As a cloud-based service, Swiss Route doesn't require institutions to buy and maintain their own Swift hardware or software. Instead, it uses IBIS secure cloud infrastructure that is compliant with the Swiss Swift standard and is constantly updated. This infrastructure is also constantly updated to integrate with RippleNet through the Swiss Root RippleNet adapter that was developed with Finastra. Okay, so Finastra is also involved in this. Banks and businesses can also directly connect to Ripple's cross-border payment network. RippleNet offers settlements in almost real time and low fees. If it's RippleNet, they're using XRP for instant settlement, so you now have a new kind of infrastructure that lets you do Swiss quick messaging and probably XRP for settlement. That's what it sounds like to me. If you hear something different, let me know in the comments. RippleNet offers almost instant payments and low fees. It works on blockchain technology right out of the box. Both Swift and RippleNet can be used right away by institutions. This makes it easier and faster to send money across borders and handle global treasuries. A unified API handles exchanges and is driven by APIs. This lets financial institutions settle payments with hundreds of counterparty banks in both networks. It's possible to make this better and give it to other banks. Don't forget that Finastra is involved. For those of you who are curious about Finastra and Ripple, we've talked about a lot of this before. But they have been working with Finastra. These are the steps Ripple has taken since 2019 to bring blockchain technology to Finastra's banking users. That's a huge deal. That's great that you're finally putting these two great tools together. Ripple, XRP, and Swift are all a part of the future of banking that we are seeing now. I'm going to talk about a lot of things with you in this film. Some things I'm learning for the first time are also new to me. You're going to love this so much. Let's dive in and try to figure out what's going on and where this is all going. IBIS Management brings together Ripple and Swift on one platform, making it a giant in Swift banking. IBIS goes on to say that this gives its customers completely free access to a huge network of banks. So I thought, okay, what's going on here? So here it is. It is a Swiss company called IBIS Management Associates that has combined RippleNet and Swift into a single platform. It's known as Swiss Route. I love the name. Okay. Then Smoke says he found some interesting information on the LinkedIn page of the Chief Innovation Officer at Swift. 77% of unlocking digital finance is done. The systems that handle money are changing quickly, but some people still don't know how to use them. It says to work where traditional financial systems meet the next wave of tokenized value and new technologies. This is really cool to see. I only wanted to add a little more information about what confusion might have thought this meant. Says this highly suggests that Swift is well along with a big digital transformation project, such as updating its core financial infrastructure to include new and digitally tokenized technologies. XRP will be used by Swift. XRP will move around the Swift network. This point, I think it's clear, using exact percentages shows that you are taking a methodical approach. The nearly 78% completion rate may be a reference to the internal KPI or milestone tracker. It shows that a lot of progress has been made, and Swift may be getting close to the end of the rollout, implementation, and integration stages. It says that the way money works is changing quickly, and some people don't know how to use it. This sentence shows how quickly global financial systems are changing and how many people in the market don't have the right skills or knowledge to keep up. It also stresses how important it is to help institutions and companies understand how digital finance and tokenization work. Man, that's really cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Another thing that Smoke said was that Ripple is using XRP to turn Swift texts into real-time ISO transactions. Like emails, Swift notes can only go in one direction. This means that deals can't be finalized until they've been checked by each side individually. Ripple makes this better by using XRP to sync the flow of messages at the movement of real money. This document says that it keeps the flow of messages, transaction information, and status in sync. When it comes to the actual flow of value, or XRP, banks can join within milliseconds, and settlements can happen or fail in real time by connecting directly to their existing ledgers. Ripple offers a faster two-way communication protocol. This lets both sides of a trade have instant liquidity and settle in seconds. Ripple's technology that is in line with ISO 2022 makes sure that XRP works perfectly with the SWIFT system. This compliance makes sure that payment messages carry all the necessary transaction data and can be used by any bank in the world. Ripple is known as the most advanced startup in this area. It combines blockchain technology with financial messaging to make a system that is faster, more efficient, and in line with modern times. Rules for payments. That's pretty much it for these clips. Ripple is also working hard to get their national banking license, which is part of their banking license. They want and need to be able to do business in all 50 states, and this would make that possible. It looks like Ripple already has about 30 or 32 licenses in US states out of the 50 that are available. Getting all of them with the national banking license would save them a lot of time, work, and energy. I did want to talk about some information here. So once Ripple turns into, this is what I was thinking, right? What do they need to do to join SWIFT once Ripple is a bank? Yes? Because since they are a national bank now, they should be able to join SWIFT and have a say in what goes on there, right? But they could still get in if the door would let them. It would be a very small sound. In this case, this is what a bank would do. Join SWIFT if you want to be a part of it. I thought this was interesting, so it is. Ripple could apply to join SWIFT if it becomes a federally regulated bank and meets a lot of standards, like showing that it is financially stable and following all the rules for anti-money. Application on the onboarding process, send detailed information about how the business plans to use SWIFT products or affiliations, and go through technical audits and certification to make sure they can connect to the network securely and reliably. If Ripple joins SWIFT, it could be very good for the XRP and RLUSD ecosystems. If Ripple is added to SWIFT, XRP and RLUSD could be used as assets for payment on the $150 trillion SWIFT network every year, letting more banks use XRP-powered on-demand liquidity tools to send money across borders. Experts in the field think that XRP could one day handle 14 to 20% of all SWIFT transactions, which would be about $30 trillion a year. For XRP, this means a lot more transactional use and demand, which could drive up its price and liquidity as global banks use it as a bridge asset in real-time settlement. RLUSD, their stablecoin, could also benefit from more use for international settlement as long as it follows the rules. Ripple got a Federal Reserve master account, which gives them direct access to Fedwire, FedNow, and the Federal Reserve's payment lines. Don't forget that Fedwire handles about $4.3 trillion every day. FedNow is the new standard in the US. It lets Ripple settle transactions without the need for middleman banks. This removes friction, cuts costs, speeds up payment finality, and improves liquidity. With XRP and RLUSD, Ripple could keep stablecoin reserves and instantly settle both fiat and digital asset payments, which makes RLUSD more useful and builds trust in it. And then, of course, legal legitimacy, all the good things that come with starting the process of becoming a national bank and maybe even joining SWIFT. Could you show it to us? Could you show it to us? That's cool. Okay, this was put out by Digital Views. Is there anyone out there that still doesn't think Ripple will get that bank charter? The first part of the RMF is made up of Ava Labs, Cardano Foundation, Clearstream, Dispository Trust, and Clearing Corporation, DTCC, Euroclear, Global Blockchain, Business Council, Hedera Foundation, Oliver Wyman, and Ripple. This quote is from Digital Asset. Along with the GBBC, Oliver Wyman, and the World Bank as an observer, the second phase will include the Chainlink Foundation, the Canton Foundation, and other groups that have yet to be confirmed. Get in touch with RMF at this email address if you want to take part in phase 2 or 3. So interesting, so interesting, so interesting.